Hey guys, what's up? It's me again. Okay, so can we just had a real talk for a second? Like a real talk. You know that feeling when you wake up, look at your to-do list, and it's full of things that you supposedly love doing, and you're just like, oh, I don't want to do it. And then you feel this weird guilt spiral because you're like, wait, I chose this life. This is what I wanted. And then comes the shame, right? Like, I worked so hard to be here. I should be grateful. But there's that annoying little voice in your head whispering, is this seriously it? So, if you're nodding right now, I just want you to know you are so not alone. Like, literally everyone goes through this. And today we're gonna talk about why doing what you love sometimes feel like the worst, and how to deal when your passion start to feel like a chore. I've been thinking about this a lot lately because, confession time, 1 minute I'm upset with a project. I cannot stop working on it. And then suddenly I'm like, if I have to look at this one more time, I might scream. Literally, last week I just reorganized my entire apartment just to avoid editing my video. And my apartment was totally fine before. But before we dive in, if you're new here, hi, my name is Annie. I make videos about creator life, freelancing, and sometimes I throw in some travel content when I'm not being a homebody. If that sounds like your vibe, hit subscribe and the notification bell so we can hang out every week. Okay, so here's the thing that no one really talk about. We've all been completely sold this idea that if you follow your passions or do what you love, your life is suddenly going to be this perfect montage of productivity and happiness. You know what I'm talking about, right? All those aesthetic Instagram posts with cute coffees and perfect workspace setups and captions like living my dream every day and so grateful I get to do what I love. I post that too. But oh my god, nobody actually tell you that turning your passion into your actual job is work. And not just any work. It's messy and complicated. And sometimes make you want to throw your laptop out of the window. And let me tell you something, when I first started my YouTube channel, I was upset. I couldn't sleep because I'm so excited to film and edit. I was like, this is it. This is what I'm meant to do with my life. And for a while, it was literally magical. But then reality hit me in the face. The algorithm stress, the mean comments, the pressure to constantly come up with fresh ideas. And those days when you work for like 12 hours straight and feel like you have accomplished absolutely nothing. And suddenly, this thing I loved, this thing that gave me so much joy, started to feel heavy, like a burden. And I see that look on your face. You've been there too. The thing is, nobody actually talks about this part. We see other success stories like I quit my corporate job to follow my passions and now making six figures just working 4 hours a week. But we never see the messy middle part where people questioning all their life's choices and wondering if they have made a huge mistakes. Do you remember when everyone was upset with Marie Kondo? And does it spark joy? Well, what happened when the thing that's used to spark joy now sparks existential threat or anxiety, or just make you want to take a very long nap? That is what we're getting into today. And I promise there's hope at the end of this tunnel. Here's the truth that nobody say out loud. Doing what you love is so hard. Exactly, because you love it so much. When you deeply care about something, like in your soul, cared about it, everything about it matter more. The stakes feel so much higher. You're not just clocking in and out for some random job. You're putting your actual heart and identity into this thing. And that is scary as hell. First, there's the crazy pressure that you put on yourself when you're passionate about something. Any little failure feels so personal. It's like if this video flops, then maybe I'm a flop as a human being. I remember when I posted this video that I worked so hard last year, and it's totally bombed. I was devastated, not just disappointed. I literally questioned all of my worth. as a creator and also a human being, which is completely insane when you think about it. But that's what happened when your work feels like an extension of you. And then there is the boring stuff that nobody warns you about. Every stream has an admin side. The email, the spreadsheets, the technical problem that make you want to scream into the pillow. Like that. Nobody is posting those moments on TikTok, right? Nobody is making aesthetic reels about troubleshooting their broken audio for 4 hours. You know what is definitely not making it into my highlight reels? Me spending literally 3 hours trying to figure out why my microphone suddenly stopped working in the middle of filming. Or the 8,000 emails I have to answer every week. Or doing my taxes as a freelancer. Oh, don't even get me started. And then there is the comparison trap, which is literally impossible to avoid. Social media makes sure that we see everyone else who does what we do. And suddenly you are questioning everything about yourself. Like, oh wow, Madison has 1 million subscribers and she just started last year. Or like, cool, Brian got a brand deal that I really wanted. Awesome, everyone is killing it, except for me. And there you are, in your day 3 hair and sweatpants, wondering why your journey looks nothing like theirs. It's exhausting. And now let's talk about the decision fatigue. When you work for someone else, a lot of big decisions are made for you. But when you are pursuing your passion, suddenly you have to make every single decision. What direction to take your content, which opportunities to say yes to, what to prioritize, what to let go of. And every choice feels like it could make or break everything you have built. I literally spend more time deciding what to create than actually creating sometimes. It's ridiculous. And the biggest one that no one talks about, the guilt. When you do what you love, you feel like you should be happy and grateful all the time. So on days where you're not just feeling it, when you are tired or uninspired or just want to watch Netflix all day, you feel this massive guilt spiral. Like, there are people who would kill for these opportunities and I am here complaining. So yeah, doing what you love is hard, but and this is important. That doesn't mean that you are doing something wrong or that you need to quit. It just means that you are now in the messy middle. And honestly, that is like the place where all the growth happened. Okay, now let's talk about something that absolutely blew my mind when I realized it. The massive identity crisis that comes with turning your passion into your jobs. Here's what happens. You start making videos because it's fun and creative and you love it. Then maybe it gets more serious. It's become your side hustle. Then maybe your full-time thing. And suddenly, this thing that was just one part of who you are becomes like your entire identity. Like, you're not just Annie anymore, you're Annie the YouTuber. And when that happens, suddenly the stakes get so much higher. Because now if you have a bad YouTube day, it's not just I had a bad day at work. It becomes I am bad at this thing, which basically means I am a failure as a person. I went through this exact thing with my channel. What started as something fun became so wrapped up in how I saw myself that anytime my video didn't perform well or I get a mean comment, I would have this full-blown existential crisis. And here is where it gets really messed up. When your passion becomes your whole identity, taking a break feels impossible because if you're not creating content, then who even are you? I remember last year where there was a period where I didn't post for about 3 weeks because I was traveling and busy with my freelance work. And I literally felt like I was losing myself. It's like my worth as a human being somehow tied to my upload schedule. And that is not healthy. and definitely not sustainable. But it happens so gradually that you don't even notice until you're completely burned out. So if you've been feeling this way, just ask yourself, have I made my passion too much of my identity? And if the answer is yes, how can I start separating who I am from what I do? But here is what I learned through all of this. And this is super important. So really hear me on this. Hard doesn't mean wrong. Difficult doesn't mean you're failing. And just because something is a struggle sometimes doesn't mean it's not right for you. That was a moment for me. It wasn't traumatic or anything. When I realized that the discomfort that I was feeling, it's not a sign to quit. It was actually a sign that I was growing. Because anything worth having, whether it's a creative career, a relationship, or even just self-growth, requires work. And sometimes that's work. It's hard. But the hard part, that's where the cool things happen. It's where you build resilience, figure out your boundaries, and redefine what success actually means to you. Not what success means to the algorithm, or to your audience, or to your parents, but to you. I saw this video online last month that just hit me so hard. This creator, I don't remember who it was now, but they said something that completely changed my perspective. They said, if it didn't matter to you, it wouldn't hurt you when it's hard. And it hit me. Maybe the difficult parts are not obstacles on the path. They are the path, the resistance, the doubt, the days when you feel impossible. That is all part of the journey. You know that saying, if it was easy, everyone would do it. I used to roll my eyes at that. I thought it was just something people said to make themselves feel better about struggling. But now I actually get it. The challenges are what make it meaningful. They are what make it uniquely yours, and they are what make even small victories feel so much sweeter. Okay, so now I know you're thinking, this is great and all, but how do I deal when I'm in the middle of hating everything I created? I got you. Here are some things that actually help me push through the hard parts. So first is reconnect with your why. Why did you start doing this in the first place? What excited you about it? Before all the pressures and expectation pile on, I actually kept a note on my phone about why I started my channel. The original reasons, not subscribers or money or any of that stuff. And when I'm having the why am I doing this moments, I go back and read them. I even recorded a little pep talks for myself when I'm feeling really inspired. So when I hit those low points, I can literally hear my own excitement and remember what this is all about. And second, make the boring stuff less boring. I know it's tempting to procrastinate on the admin work. Trust me, I put that work off for days sometimes. But these tasks are actually the foundation that makes the fun stuff possible. So just find a way to make them less painful. Blast your favorite playlist, set a timer, and try to beat it. Promise yourself a boba afterward, whatever works. For me, I have this playlist called Annie's Life that I only listen when I'm doing boring stuff, like answering email or scheduling content. It's become this little ritual, and it actually helped me get in the zone. Third, and this is huge, rest and don't quit. When you are burned out, it's super easy to think you have fallen out of love with your passion, but often you just need a freaking break. Step away for a day, a week, whatever you need. I took a complete break from posting for almost a month last year, and when I came back, I had so many new ideas and actually felt excited again. And I know there's this fear that if you take a break, everything will fall apart or people will forget about you. But honestly, that's not true. What is worse is pushing through burnout and putting out work that you don't even like. Fourth, is stop comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reels. Although creators you look up to, they've been in the trenches too. They just don't post stories about it at much. Fifth is creating actual boundaries. This has been life-changing for me. When your passion starts feeling heavy, it's usually because of the lines between work and life have completely disappeared. Try to create clear separation. Maybe that's a physical space where you only do creative work or specific hours, or even a little ritual that signals I'm in the work mode now and I'm done for the day. For me, I don't check YouTube comments or analytics after 9 p.m. and I don't work from my bed anymore, even though it's comfy, because I was literally dreaming about editing my video. Not cute. Last one. Fire your people. Seriously, connect with others who get it. Not to compare, but to support each other. Remember that you don't have to figure out everything by yourself. Sometimes just knowing other people are going through the same stuff can make it less overwhelming. Okay, now let's talk about something really important. It's how do we define success? Because I think a lot of trouble comes from chasing metrics that actually don't matter to us that much deep down. So when I first started my creating journey, I thought success meant get viral, getting brand deal with my favorite companies, being invited to cool events, basically all the external validation stuff. But the more I chased those things, the more empty I felt when I reached them. And the goals I didn't reach, they just make me feel like garbage. So I had to step back and really ask myself, what would actually feel like success for me? Not the algorithm. Is it having creative freedom, making enough money to live comfortably, building a community, or having a flexibility in my schedule? Making content that actually helps people, there's no right answer here. Getting clear on what truly matters to you can help you so much when things feel hard. For me, I realized that success is creating content that I'm genuinely proud of and having enough financial stability to make those creative choices without panic. And honestly, that realization changed everything about how I approach my work. So take time to redefine what success looks like to you. Not what it should look like or what it looks like to the other creators that you follow, but what would actually feel like fulfilling to you. And then use that as your North Star when things get tough. At the end of the day, doing what you love always have its hard moments. That's just the reality of caring deeply about something. But here is what I want you to remember. Those hard moments are what make the good ones feel amazing. Like so much better than if everything was easy all the time. The struggle shapes you into someone stronger, more creative, and more resilient. The real you. Not the filtered, perfectly curated version we sometimes think that we need to be online. So if you're in the messy middle right now, if you're questioning everything about your passions, it's okay. It's normal to feel frustrated. It's normal to feel stuck, but don't give up on the things that light you up inside. Because when you push through the hard parts, you are not just building a career or a project. You're building a life that authentically yours. And isn't that what we are trying to do? I saw this quote recently and it said, "The thing that breaks your heart is the very thing that you were born to have healed." And it hit me so hard because sometimes the thing we cared about most are the things that hurt us the most too. The truth is, loving something doesn't mean it's always easy. Actually, I think it's because we love it so much that it feels so hard sometimes. We care so deeply that every little setback matters more. And maybe that's okay. Maybe that's exactly how it's supposed to feel when you are pouring your heart into something that matters. Now I'm super curious. Have you ever felt like giving up on something you love? What's the hardest part of pursuing your passion? Let me know in the comments. And seriously, let's talk about it. Because you're definitely not alone in this. And sometimes just knowing that can make you feel so much better. And if my video helped you feel a little less alone, don't forget to like it and share it with a creative friend who might need to hear this. And subscribe if you haven't already. I have so many more messy and real conversations that I want to have with you all. So, see you in the next video. Bye!